All right, guys. So a little postseason scouting. Actually, it's not really postseason. It's late season, post rut, early December. Bucks are still kind of rutting a little bit, but the big ones, the ones that I want to shoot, are kind of done. Now it's all about food, and there's a nice little scrape over here, licking branch right here, another licking branch right here. This is a pear tree. So you get a series of pear trees right here, and obviously visited at night. So but yeah, today we're going to look at something, that's an area where I shot a really good buck this year. And what we're doing today is basically looking in for next season. I observed a lot of movement in this particular area. I don't plan to hunt this area anymore. That's why I'm scouting it. If I want to, get a few does at the end of the season, I'll hunt way back there. And I leave that alone till, this time of the year. A lot of does go into the field there, and I got a setup on the edge. So this is just a big field right here, cow field. I keep a couple cows in here. They're not here right now. They're probably on somebody's dinner plate. But yeah, this is a really good area, guys, and excellent rut location. And when I get here, I'm going to explain to you why this area cannot be hunted unless you have an extreme scent control regimen. And if you slack on it, you're not going to see deer. They're going to blow at you. End of discussion, because you technically have 3 bedding areas surrounding it. So it's not really an interior of a bedding area, but you have 3 different areas where these bucks come from and where they bed, along with does. And bucks can get a little stupid during the rut, but the does, they're on their game. Okay, they're on their game. So they smell everything. They're always on high alert. So, and if she blows out and she's being followed by the buck that you're trying to kill, forget it. So right now, there might be some animals bedding in here right now, mainly does. Bucks bed out a little bit further. I'll show you guys that too. But I'll also show you my tree, where I shot a good buck this year, and where I saw a ton of bucks, and explain to you why they really come to that area and they funnel in, and why I chose that spot, and among other things. So yeah, but I want to check out a spot today that has apple trees, has oaks, because there's not a lot of oak trees here at all. A lot of maples, choke cherries, but that's what I'm really looking for right now. So this is a trail I go into. You see it's pretty beat down, some fresh deer dung on the ground. But yeah, the oak trees are up towards the north, primarily in the west, primarily in the fall you have a west wind. So I'll explain to you why it's so important to have good scent control and to hunt high. And yeah, let me take you there, guys. All right guys, so we're on the inside of the field now, and this is the area I was talking about. Here is a primary scrape. There's a primary scrape. You got some sporadic crab apple trees. Okay, there's my entrance coming in. I tried to clear an area coming in here in the morning, and I come in very early. You have to come in early. So what I have here, it's a unique section. You have all bedding back here. They bed back there. A lot of does bed back there. Okay. Then you have here all swamp. Okay. Another primary scrape right there. But anyway, on this section, let me get a little bit so you can see. So this is north, east bedding, west bedding, and over here in the west, it's all autumn olive. Okay. The bucks tend to come out here in the morning, out of the autumn olive. So they come around, loop, scent check that bedding area, and they come out over here, and I go back there. So again, how are you hunting this area, right? If you're playing the wind, all right, so the wind's coming from the west, you're gonna get busted from any deer over there as soon as they get past. You hunt them from, let's see, north wind, you're screwed when they're behind you, okay? Coming from the east for whatever reason, okay, in the fall, there you go. You're gonna get busted over there if they're bedded there. So it's so important to have a really, really good scent regimen. So, but right here is a series of apple trees, little crab apple trees like this one right here, okay? And I've seen multiple bucks hit this scrape, hit this tree in the morning. A lot of non-shooters for me. Had some good 7-pointers, some 6-pointers, smaller deer, younger, 1.5, 2.5-year-old bucks. Come in, they hit this, and they kind of skirt. Now, I got to do some clearing in here. I got to clear it in every year. Okay, I don't have a lot of shot opportunities behind me because it is kind of bedding, and I'm kind of behind the bedding, okay? The bucks tend to hit here, and they continually funnel to the bedding area there. They come out of here, okay? And they go through. I've had, let's see, right here, a buck came out chasing a doe. She came right in. She was right here. The buck was literally standing right about here. There's my tree right here. Now, this tree, you can see, I am way up there at that crotch, almost. Okay, so I'm like 29 feet to my feet. Now you have to be extremely high here. Look at all the trees in here. They're all, you know, very immature. Some trees I could possibly get into. That one there I could possibly get into, you know. But again, I'm not concerned about the wind. Using scent lock clothes and keeping clean. I'm gonna have a video on all of that. I know all my routine and how, you know, you stay scent free, how you don't get winded. I mean, guys, it's not hard. It works, and I'll be happy to help you guys no matter what. But anyway, many videos to come. But that buck was standing here. I had literally a 6-yard shot, hit him high in the back, came out right behind the shoulder, heart shot. He ran out there 100 yards, he died. The doe took off. That day, that very day, October 29th, I saw 5 total bucks, and 3 of them were shooters. Right here, I had a buck coming out of here, out of the bedding area, okay? He was standing right here. He came right here, right after I shot that buck. My target buck, my big 9-pointer with heavy mass, came right here. I got to clear this area out over here too. Bucks, when they come in, they tend to like to stay in the thick stuff. So I got to clear a shooting lane here a little bit more. Take, you know, some limbs down there, a couple limbs down there. And again, there's my tree. So there you go. You know, I use 7-inch grade 8 bolts to get me way up there, and these are stronger than strong. And yeah, it's been a great tree. So let's keep going, guys. All right, so you got a couple of really good rubs right here on the trees, okay? Now, the width of the rub doesn't really make me too excited. Of the tree, I mean. Height does. You can tell this has some good scarring, okay, and it's almost chest high. So this one here, a little more aggressive. Okay, this is pre-rut stuff. You know, you got some tick marks up here, almost chest high. So it's been hit by multiple bucks. You know, I have a camera here so I can kind of tell you the bucks that are in the area. You know, some really good bruises. Really good bruises out here. So another rub right here. Again, same height. So they tend to follow this trail. When they come by me in the morning from my tree, they follow here if I choose to pass on them. And I observed these deer coming through, hanging the edge of the swamp, right? They don't want to be in the open. Hanging the edge. Hanging the edge. Okay. Now this right here, I call the trail of trails. This one here, this trail right here. You see how open it is, how wide, okay? Look at this, all torn up. Matter of fact, look at that right there. That's green, guys. That's recent, okay? That's still green, still wet. So they come in here, they bed in there. Good option. Let's see, there's not a lot of Very, very, very immature trees here. There's one tree, I mean, this tree here, supposedly, I guess you can get in. You'd have to take these 2 trees down, get up to where that notch is, right there. That'd be a really, really good tree to shoot. Not a lot of options, a lot of shooting lanes in here, but another rub right there. But yeah, the deer come and they run up here in the morning. I mean, they go back and forth, back into the bedding, and then back this way. And in here is where I want to look at, because I know all the oak trees are, and that's where they're feeding in the morning. So that's gonna be a really good pre-rut spot, or early season spot. Get in there. You might get a buck on his summer routine. So, you know, first couple days of season, then you can still hunt it a little bit, but I kind of want to leave that alone after maybe like the 9th or 10th of October. Leave it alone, keep this place fresh, because at pre-rut, this is a excellent pre-rut spot with all the scrapes and the rubs. It just screams pre-rut. Okay, let's keep going. All right, guys, this is what I like to see: a big primary scrape. Okay, and this is something that I would most definitely hunt in the daytime during it, because it's going to be visited during the daylight hours. Okay, you have thick bedding right here. Okay, they're coming out. The area we just came from was back there. They're coming out of the thick bedding. You can see a couple trails coming out. They'll hit this scrape. There's a few oak trees in this area. Okay, that, you know, definitely is a good area to set up in. But again, pre-rut, the bucks tend to come this way and continue all the way down into there. But yeah, this is like, this tree is not bad. You can probably get way up in this tree, but you're kind of open. I kind of like something more like clustered like that. See how that tree kind of curves? It's actually good. You want it leaning a little bit when you're in a saddle. You won't be able to shoot 360 out of the tree because of gravity, but this one here, another good tree that you can tuck in on. You can get relatively high, maybe 22 feet, maybe, to your feet. I don't know. It's something I got to think about, because it is kind of close. You do have some cover over here that kind of blocks the vision of the deer, right? So, but yeah, this is key. This is really good. You know, you can see a lot of deer visit this. And another one right here. You know, obviously it has leaves in it, but this is when you want to scout, guys, because the sign left from this year is going to be the same left, you know, that's going to be left next year. So, all right, this area, guys, is open, right? Yeah, early in the morning, you potentially, you know, you'll see some deer moving around, you know, no problem at all. And matter of fact, this tree right here, this big oak, that seems to be a really good tree. Got to do some clearing. Take these trees down, prune some. I can get at least 30 feet in that tree, which is excellent. This tree, I could just use my pruner, cut that stuff down, and I have a nice direct shot to those scrapes early in the morning. You get in this tree first thing in the AM, 4:30 in the morning, sit there for about 2 hours, game time. So excellent location. All right, we're gonna keep going. I don't really have any interest over here because it's all open. I don't set up in open areas. I want to be up against the thick stuff or in the thick stuff. But yeah, a buck is not going to travel through this stuff during the day, early season, or even during the pre-rut. Yeah, every now and then he might, but he's going to try to stick to the cover as best he can. So yeah, that is a very good tree right there. I definitely like that. I'll set up on the opposite side, facing this way, so the deer cannot see me. And bing, bang, boom. And actually, this tree right here, believe it or not, is actually pretty good. Problem is, it's severely leaning. It's about that, it's a little too much for leaning. I mean, you couldn't put a tree stand in there, only a saddle, and you need a ring of steps. You use a platform, you're gonna fall off. So that's why it's so important with the ring of steps. And again, I'm gonna go through all that stuff in these videos, guys, to help you guys out and show you how I hunt to just overall see more deer and have more shot opportunities. So yeah, that one there is going to be marked, and I think that's a really good option. Really good. All right, guys, let's keep on going. Well, guys, just came across this little guy. Obviously a year and a half old, not a big buck at all. Found the skull here, so, you know, seasons can be hard on these deer, especially during a rut. You know, who knows what happened to this guy. But, yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. So, this is the location, I call it the scrape tree, okay? Now, I came in here, there was a buck that I saw. My tree's there about 85, 90 yards, okay? I had a buck come out to the area, which I explained earlier. Came out here, went to the scrape and started hitting the scrape. Now I gave him a grunt call, hit him with a few grunts. Kept looking, and finally I did a little inhale grunt, and that fired him right up. And he traveled all the way, and I have that on my page, my channel, where he was in front of me. It was a little too dark. There was stuff in the way for the shot, so unfortunately, yeah, it is what it is, guys. But yeah, he was a shooter, good 7-pointer. Maybe a 3.5-year-old, but yeah, this scrape gets hit all the time, and I've got some pitches at this scrape. So you know what they do? They come out, check the scrape, keep moving this way, which we're gonna go, and they'll check the bedding area. But a lot of these bucks, they come out, they run, they loop all the way around this bedding area, and they come out right behind my tree. It's great. So, and one of the reasons why they're here is apple trees. You know, 2 crab apple trees right here. So. You know, they love the food, right? So in the morning, where we're going right now, a lot of bucks come out of here. Okay, this is a main trail. They travel down. I come into the woods way from that the south side, sneak in so they don't hear me, settle up, and you know, ready to go. But yeah, that's why I was gonna set up way down there at those scrapes we just came from, and that'd be a great way to intercept them. You know, early season when the scrapes just started opening up. So, but through here, again, we're on the edges of the bedding area. You can see it's all torn up in here. Now we're starting to see some oak leaves. Okay, you got some big oak trees, because there's no oaks on this property really, except for over here. And it's important that we, you know, focus on these oaks, because you know, you got a cluster of oaks. That does nothing for me. You can sit there and pray that a deer is going to be, you know, coming your way. But an area like this, where there's only a few oaks, it's a little patch, you can bet that the deer are going to come here, right? So, but yeah, this is, again, all thick bedding in here. They run through. Looks like a bed, actually pretty flat right here. Could have been a nighttime bed right here, and again they go right inside there. So let's see, let's keep on going, guys. So here we go, another area. You can see it's all kind of clear in here, right? So this again is a good early season location. Not a ton of trees, right? I mean, you got some trees that are, you know, got a few. All torn up in here though, guys. All torn up. This is recent, so they're in here heavy, looking for those last acorns, right? So, yeah, I kind of got a nice crabapple tree right here. So. You know, I don't see a lot of scrapes right here. It doesn't matter to me, because I know the scrapes are here. They, you know, the bucks are gonna generally use this area, basically. So yeah, definitely really good. Definitely really good. So what I'm looking for is basically food, late season food. So, you know, they'll come in here, they'll chew on some acorns, and they'll make their way out into the field in this chew on grass. So it's pretty important. Another apple tree right here, crab apple trees. So there's a lot of apple trees in here, guys. So this is a really good area, really good area. This is something I would definitely hunt, and here you go. That's what I wanted to see. A nice big primary scrape right here, okay? Got some big diesel rubs on that tree from years. You got 2 apple trees, 1, 2 right here. So yeah, excellent spot. And I think I was looking over here because I think I found a pretty good tree. Now it's gonna be tough getting high in that tree because too many limbs I'd have to trim in order to get a shot opportunity to this area. So, you know, it's so important to find the right tree. You want to set up in a tree, you want to set up high. You don't want to set up really low, because the deer are going to pick you off. All right. A deer's #1 defense is not his nose, it's his eyes. Because, you know, if you're not, you know, downwind of the deer, you know, he sees movement a lot better than we do. So it's so important to get way up in that tree, and you know, it makes for, you know, steeper shot angles, but getting high out of the deer's peripheral vision is so important. So you can make that movement around the tree, especially you guys that want to hunt from tree stands, and you guys want to hunt from these platforms where you have to swing your body around to shoot the opposite side of the tree. Yeah, you got on eye, guys. You know, imagine doing all this work, prep work, scouting, all this other stuff, and then you hunt 15 feet up in a tree, and a deer sees you, and your whole hunt's completely ruined. Not good. But you got some little rub there. But yeah, that's a possibility of a tree. I mean, possibility. Leaning the right way also. So, all right, let's keep on going, guys, and we're gonna keep heading this way a little bit more and kind of loop around, see if I can find some better trees for an early season location. All right, guys, so we made the big loop around where we just were, where we saw those apple trees and that little tiny scrape. Made it around this way, okay? Went north and looping around, back around. And, you know, again, this area looks really good. I mean, you're like, wow, look at all these oak trees in here, and there's a couple little sporadic little rubs and maybe a small little scrape, okay? It's not a good area to hunt. You may see some really small bucks, okay? You may see a lot of does that come in, okay? But this is kind of far away from the bedding area, #1. And #2, a mature buck's not going to travel through all this open timber, okay? Here to your particular tree, right? So you got to hunt the areas with the high percentages, okay? High percentages are key, meaning edges of bedding areas where those primary scrapes are, where we're going to walk to again, okay? I'm just going to explain one more time why that primary scrape is really good. But yeah, this area doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it's just, all it really is wide open timber, okay? So if you hunt the wide open timber, you know, you got to see deer, because you can see a long way. They can also see you too. So, and I mean, look at the trees that are in here. I mean, that one there's the size of a basketball, okay? Now, a lot of guys hunt trees like that, and personally, I have my tree that I have set up over there. That is the only tree in the area, and I had to set up in there. But one thing I had to do is I had to hunt 30 feet high, because no way. You know, that's actually, because that tree is kind of on the edge here of the swamp, and where the deer kind of funnel in the morning back to bed, it would not be a bad option either, because it's close enough to the edge of the cover and close enough to where they, you know, again, early in the morning, late in the evening, but early in the morning, yeah, coming up to this tree now, I'm thinking, it's a little too skinny. You know, again, I'm 265 pounds, guys, so I take up a lot of mass around the tree. I look like a popsicle in that damn thing. So, you know, but you have a lot of shot opportunities and hit them as they're coming down. But no, Nope, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna choose this tree instead. So this tree, again, pre-rut and rut, as long as they're using the scrapes, usually around let's call it the 8th or 9th of November. I just don't even hunt these scrape areas anymore. I go into the bedding areas. Hunting scrapes are pointless. There's a lot of does now after the 9th or 10th of November that come into estrus, so there's no reason for bucks to really, you know, check their scrape areas anymore. They do again late season, late November, early December, which is like right now. But you know, not a lot of them have been hit. But yeah, that's the tree. I definitely like that tree. Why? It's bigger. It's a lot bigger. I can use 18 steps and get 30 some odd feet. If I can get my head to where I can loop my rope around there, that's perfect. Cut this tree down, drop this tree. Have a great opportunity at any buck that comes over here. You know, I draw back with my left, so I shoot right-handed, I guess you could say, or left-handed. So I can swing around the tree, pop a deer right over here, and look at this. He takes 6 steps out of that bedding area. He can come check these scrapes, right? Easy. You can tell. I mean, you can tell, look, scrape here. Old scrape here, 2 old scrape. It's just one. I call this like the scrape area. This is absolutely phenomenal place. This one here, I really got to do a lot of trimming on this tree. I don't want to drop it, but I definitely have to prune as high as I possibly can with a pruner. And again, this is, you know, private land that I'm hunting. Public land, it is what it is. I mean, if you got to cut some things down on public land, you cut down little stuff, you know, get some dead brush out of your way. And you know, prepping trees are definitely different. If this was public land, I would hunt that tree that I pointed out earlier, that skinny tree. I don't even know where the hell it is. Let's see. Yeah, it's over there. So yeah, that's the tree I would pick because there's less to cut, you know, nothing to cut. So yeah, and if you're hunting public land, guys, one thing you definitely want to do this time of year is pick your trees now. Don't go in during season. Don't go in 3 weeks before the season and look for trees that you're just killing any chances you have of seeing anything mature. If you leave a lot of scent on the ground, if you guys don't have a scent regimen or anything, do not go into the woods until it's time to hunt. Less is more, 100%. You can go in these areas right now. You can scare off every single deer. By the fall, next fall, they'll be right back. By the summer, they'll be right back, and nothing's going to happen. Won't even remember you. So it's so important. Less is more. Do your scouting now. Mark them down. Pick your trees. Set a plan. Okay, this area right here, I know, as mentioned, it's a pre-rut tree to shoot this scrape. Don't care what the wind is. Honestly, if it's a north wind, it would actually be good because it's blowing into the bedding area, and I know the bucks will travel this way. So, again, excellent. Look, rub here, old rub here, right? Big scrape here. Excellent. All right, we're going to continue to move a little bit further east and see what we can find down here. And, you know, maybe we'll find another great spot. All right, guys. So we looped back around. I went down there, didn't see anything really good, so I didn't even record it. It's just a little bit more of the same, wide open. There is a little bit of brushy red brush over there, which deer I'm sure bed in. But yeah, I just kind of made a big loop, and yeah, it's really, again, it's all wide open. There's nothing, you know, you don't have to look at those spots. You're gonna look at the spots that are really important. So I just wanted to go back to the tree that I picked, that we just looked at earlier. So this tree, you know, it's wide. First of all, very wide. And, you know, from this angle, I'm looking at what I need to trim, really. You know, everything you do when you prep a tree, you gotta look at it from the deer's perspective, okay? If I hunt, again, low, which I mentioned earlier, A deer, they're just going to pick you off. If you're hunting a tree stand and you want to hunt this scrape, if your stand is facing the deer, I mean, to me, I don't know. I hunted out of tree stands, guys, for years. Got picked off all the time. And I'm telling you guys, this year, past 2 years, okay, alone, I have not been picked off in a tree. I don't even think I haven't been winded. I know that because of my scent lock regimen, but it's so important, guys. And it's so easy to do. Just get a little higher. You guys that hunt sticks, man, 5 sticks, get as high as you can. Get a ring of steps. Hunt out of a saddle. Saddle is so good. I'm gonna have so many videos on saddles, what I use, and but yeah, this is a great tree. You know, I'm looking at it right now. It does lean back a little bit right there, which is not great. Matter of fact, I could probably get on the opposite side. So, but I kind of want to stay on this side of the tree, okay, facing those scrapes. And the reason I want to do that is because I want the tree to block my outline. Okay, you don't want to be on the same side as the tree. That's a big no-no. All right. So actually, it's pretty straight. I'm looking at it over here. It's actually pretty straight. Yeah, 18 feet. Trim a little bit off that tree. So, but yeah, excellent. Some shooting lanes here. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are in public land or private, I mean, saddles are the way to go. If you want to see more deer, if you want to hunt properly, and just, you know, maximize your time in the woods, that's the way to go. I don't have a ton of time to hunt. You know, I run my own business. I take vacation time in the fall to basically just hunt and, you know, kind of reap what I sow, I guess. So right now I'm sowing. But yeah, this is a really good area. I'm glad I found this area. Again, you know, I could pick this tree here also, which is not a bad option, guys. It really isn't a bad option. It's just where I would want to put my feet is I'd be a little low. I'd be a little low, tree's a little small, you know, and I mean, I would have a chip shot to these scrapes. But yeah, that tree to me is a lot better. Shooting at these scrapes a lot wider. Always pick the widest tree to hunt from. So, but yeah, guys, this was good. My first video. I'm glad you guys are watching it. Hopefully you guys learned a little something, because if learning all about deer and fishing and all that stuff and how I do it, you know, if you learn a little something, then I hit my goal, you know. And I'll bring you some hunting videos as well that I can film. But yeah, I think that'll go really well. So here we are back at the just that huge trail that the deer just funnel. They follow those does. You can just see this trail's beating into nothing. Right back into the bedding area, right back into the thick. And it's funny because the buck that I called in came out of here. First it was a doe. He was on her, which is so weird because he was on that doe, and this was going back 2 weeks ago. So this was the let's see, 29th of November. He left that doe and he went towards my tree. So I must have said something in the deer call that really got his attention, because to him to leave that doe. But when he came in in the thick stuff. He wasn't gonna come in the clear area. So, but yeah, all right, guys, I'm gonna go back to my original tree, show you that real quick again, and call it quits. All right, guys, so I am where the autumn olive is, and this is where the deer really bed down. And does bed down here, small bucks, big bucks, they'll they'll breed in here. I wish I could find a tree in that area, because I'd set up there at 3 o'clock in the morning before they get in there and just wait. And that's an all day sit. You got to stay there all day, because you get down, you got to scare everything in the bedding area. And again, you ruin everything you worked for. So, but this area Definitely very thick. Okay. What they do is they'll go through here into this autumn olive. Okay. They'll run it, scent check. Bucks will be on this trail that I'm on right now as well. I've seen them plenty of times because, again, one leap in there and cover. Okay. Not as many move over there unless it's pre rut. So, but yep, they come out here. They'll walk near the thick. You can see how nice little thick clearing, or it's a clearing inside the bedding over there. Really, really cool. You know what? We're here, guys. Let's go take a look. All right, look at this trail. Look at this trail going into the bedding. Oh, just bumped a deer. For sure. I heard the loud thump running away. Well, there you go. Again, look at this area. All right, it's a little clearing inside the bedding area, and they'll tuck into these little holes. Right, man. If there was a tree in here that I could set up in, oh, that would be a excellent spot. You know, get in there early, and deer move throughout the whole entire day. They just don't move in areas where are open. Bedding areas, they'll move in here and feed. They'll get up and chew their cuds, and they'll grab a couple of acorns. I mean, yeah, really good area. But yeah, nice and thick inside here. Yep. But anyway, yeah, this is back to what I was saying. This is where they move. So and let's try to see if I can find some more sign here. So, but no, not really a lot of sign in here, but I'm approaching where my tree is. So I just did a big loop around. So it's funny because I just realized where I came out of, that's where I see the majority of these deer funnel out, and they're coming from that area. The thing is, it's so thick they have to come out there. It's so thick they can't even get through. So they come out here. They come here. They usually hit this scrape, which we were before, right? Where the apple tree is. I mean, obviously they rub that maybe once or twice. That's a hell of a rub. And yeah, this is excellent. Unfortunately, I don't have a shot to it. It's behind me. I don't want to trim this tree away. I can't cut this tree down. I do have a shot right here, but I am going to trim some more here because a lot of times the deer just sit right here and they funnel out there. But I want to see if I can cut that vine, cut that stuff down. And what I might do is block it off. What I mean by block it off is a buck will come here and he'll scrape. He has the option to go that way, right? Or he can go that way or that way, anyway. But if I put something, I put a nice bunch of brush here, right? Continue the brush here. He'll come in, hit the scrape, and he won't jump over the brush. He'll go this way, or he'll definitely go that way. It minimizes, so you can kind of coax him in to funneling out here. He comes here and funnels. There's my tree. 5-yard shot. So, but yeah, it's just excellent location. So I'm glad I picked that tree this year because it produced a really good buck. But you know, again, the scouting told me to set up here in this area, and yeah, this year I must have, in this area, this one particular tree, I think I've seen maybe 12 to 14 different bucks, or 12 to 14 bucks in general, in the whole, I'd say the month from 23rd of October through the end of November. A lot of non-shooters, had some good shooters that I did see, a couple that I passed because I was really looking for that target buck, that big 9-pointer that I've been hunting. So, but he was right there. He was standing right there, and I had a buck dead over there, and it's a 2-buck state in Rhode Island, and Yeah, I decided to let him pass. I figured I was going to see him again, and that was a mistake. Don't ever assume. When you have an opportunity, take the shot. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one, and I appreciate you guys watching. All right.